Good afternoon, and welcome to the DFS Army YouTube channel. I'm Razzle11, and you can find me on X at Razzle11Grinds. I'm here to take a look at Game 6 of the World Series this evening. Toronto back home with a chance to take the World Series after a fairly impressive Game 5. Really wasn't expecting to see that out of them, especially without Springer against Blake Snell. Vlad just keeps performing. Like I said it in my notes for that Game 5, but like the Dodgers need to treat Vlad like Toronto was treating Ohtani in that game. What was it? Game 4? Game 3. Sorry, the epic 18-inning one. Yeah, they just really should not allow Vlad to beat them at this point. Like, I understand pride, I understand the Dodgers have elite starting pitching, but just can't let him be the guy to beat him, especially when you have Alejandro Kirk behind him. Like, I get Kirk's been really solid, showing a little more power during the postseason, but like he's just not a traditional power guy. Varsho after that, like those are the guys you want to make beat you, not allowing Vlad. Obviously, he's maybe helped a little bit with Bichette now hitting behind him, or had been. But even then, like I still think I'd rather have. Well, I'd definitely rather have Bichette try to beat me too. But yeah, it's really tough. The Dodgers' backs against the wall. Kevin Gausman going for Toronto. Pretty solid in Game 2. Did give up 2 home runs. Gets the pitch at home yet again here, where he has made 4 of his 5 postseason starts have actually come at home. His strikeout numbers are much stronger at home, but he gives up a lot more home runs. So kind of his overall numbers are a little weaker, just slightly. That home runs allowed thing is definitely the worry. Strikeouts haven't been there in the postseason as much, and he's given up a home run every 6 innings or so. So those 2 home runs allowed to the Dodgers in Game 2 obviously stand out. He didn't walk anybody, just gave up the 4 hits. So if he can keep the ball in the ballpark somehow, he definitely has some upside, but I do think we get the best out of the Dodgers this evening. But then again, I kind of thought that the last couple of games. I thought seeing a Savage for the second time would give them a pretty huge boost, but of course not. Yeah, it's just like the Dodgers overall can hit the splitter pretty decently, especially left-handed bats. So Gausman's kind of in some trouble there, and I said that before Game 2. Obviously, he is one of the elite splitters in the game, but still some question marks. Now, from the Dodgers, we've seen some scrambling now. Like, they're changing their lineup around and trying to move things. Like, they're definitely the ones that are panicking. I don't think Call being in the lineup over Pages provides any kind of offensive upside. I don't know that putting Will Smith at 2 and then just moving Betts to 3 really changes much. The biggest thing that I did notice is obviously Game 3 Ohtani was dominant hitting at the plate, but his swings since then have not been the same type of swings. He looks like he's trying to yank everything now. Where the second home run, the big home run in Game 3, came where he stayed on a pitch and hit it out to left center and drove the ball that way. A lot of his swings the last couple games have really been longer and trying to get around the baseball, rolling over, just swinging and missing. It came out that Toronto was planning to pitch around him, but in Game 4 and Game 5, he really didn't have anybody on base in front of him. So they went after him, and he's striking out again. Showing, their attack kind of staying soft away, hard up, soft away, and he's just swinging through everything. He really needs to make the adjustment and stay on the baseball more. And I would assume that the Dodgers kind of have realized that as well. I mean, obviously, Ohtani, massive upside. The chalk as captain. If it's not him, then Vlad. If it's not them, then maybe it's going to be one of the pitchers. But it's clearly those guys. That's why they're the most expensive, the biggest upside, etc. Freddie Freeman, rough game 5. I was not expecting that. Struck out 3 times. Probably a little bit of a bounce back here, in my opinion. I think he can have some success against Gaussman. Mookie needs to do something. I don't know. Sacrifice a live chicken. Find a slump buster. Something. They absolutely need him. They're not winning a World Series with Mookie going, 3 for 23 right now in the series. Hasn't walked in either of the last 2 games. Did have a couple ball swings that look decent, but for the most part, he's just popping the ball up. There's just nothing behind it. He's rolling through the swing. They absolutely need him to wake up. They can win the game without him, but it becomes a lot more difficult. Will Smith probably has to bounce back. He's now got 6 strikeouts over the last 3 games after he looked really good in game 2. He's gone just 2 for 14 with 6 strikeouts. He definitely needs to wake up as well. Especially if they manage to get a guy on base in front of Ohtani and Toronto still wants to pitch around him. Smith, Betts, and Freeman have to be the ones to produce. They just absolutely have to. They can't really rely on the bottom of the lineup. Can't really rely on Edman. Kiki does it. Obviously, he had a home run last time out, but you're going to really rely on Alex Call or Pajes, whichever one it is. Edman, no. Muncy, maybe, but even then, I'm not really impressed with Muncy's swing. I think Teoscar has looked the best recently, and that's obviously not saying a whole lot. Capable of striking out a lot. He went 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts in game 2, the game that Gaussman started out. So Teoscar probably struggles quite a bit against a guy like Gaussman. Max Muncy, just 3 hits in the series as well. 3 for 20. Needs to do something, striking out. One of the big things I pointed out in my notes is we understand that Muncy takes a lot of pitches, works counts, etc. Does strike out, but walks a lot. The problem is he's taking really, really good pitches right now, and then swinging at some pretty crap ones. A lot of the Dodgers are actually. They're taking strikes in the upper half of the strike zone on fastballs, etc. Pitches that they could do damage with, and Muncy did it on a hanging first pitch slider or curve that was inner third, thigh high. And that's a pitch that a left-handed bat absolutely destroys, but he's just up there auto-taking almost first pitch. They need to have a little bit more of aggressiveness, and I think if somebody like Muncy decides to be aggressive, his power becomes even more in play for a team like the Dodgers in a spot where they need him to show up. Like I mentioned, Kike obviously homered. He hasn't been anything special in the series either. He's striking out plenty, but he's always somebody that's performed in the postseason. So somebody that we're going to use. Pajes, I'm just not sure what to do here. I don't really want to play either. Pajes is going to grade out well in the matchup. He profiled super well against Gaussman in game 2. So he's going to grade out pretty well in that regard, but do I really want to rely on him? Tommy Edman, striking out a bunch and just, 3 hits as well. There's just a bunch of guys that are, 3 for 20-ish. He's 3 for 21 in the series. 2 for 20-ish. They need somebody to wake up somehow, some way. and it's got to come from the top of the lineup to me. I think Teoscar coming in feels like the best, but his matchup against Gaussman just isn't strong enough for me. So I do have some worries there. I will be playing him for sure, but I'll be going back to Freddie Freeman and Max Muncy, Ohtani, guys that left-handed bats that absolutely destroy splitters. I'm going to keep trusting the pitch profile. I do understand the Dodgers have just been struggling, but we have to rely on it. When it comes to Yamamoto, obviously been phenomenal each of his last 2 starts, 2 complete games. Came to warm up in that game 3. He's just been phenomenal. He has to do it again, and that's the problem, is the margin for error is super small. To where if he gives up 2 or 3 runs, it's going to kind of be viewed as a letdown based on how he's been throwing it. 1 earned run or fewer in 8 of his last 9 starts. So he's just been absolutely dominant. We know that Toronto doesn't strike out a whole lot, but he dominated them in game 2. So they need him because that bullpen is atrocious. I don't even know who to highlight from the Dodgers bullpen. I know I'm spending a lot of time on the Dodgers here. We're kind of running out of time, but Will Klein could be available. Robleski, I think, is just somebody that's going to face lefties. Enriquez didn't look good last time out. Sasaki's definitely going to see the mound, right? Backs against the wall. Everybody's got to be available. So there's probably an outside chance somebody like Glasnow, has to be used tonight if things go off the rails a little bit. For the Toronto side, obviously Gaussman, talked about him. Plenty of upside. I don't really love the fact that the Dodgers are seeing him for the second time. Probably weakens his upside some. Talked about Vlad. Kirk just keeps hitting, or getting on base, I should say. Dangerous guy. Bichette looks better and better. Problem is does he get pinch run for? He's probably going to play second base. It sounds like Springer's going to be in the lineup. So, Springer's always dangerous, but you worry about that side and re-injury. But with Bichette then playing second base, he's probably going to get pinch ran for in the last third of the game, by Kiner Falefa. So it's tough to want to go there because we know that we're missing out on probably 1 plate appearance, maybe even 2. Most likely 1. Varsho, always dangerous. 3 of the games has double-digit TK points. Can strike out a bunch. Struggled in game 2. That was his worst game of the series. But Varsho, ton of power against right-handed pitching. Probably going to be a guy that I'm going overweight on. Lucas, definitely a guy I'm going to be interested in. It's more of a cash game play. Seems pretty fine. Game 2 he was okay, whatever. Just kind of gets on base, but probably in the 2 spot tonight. So there is some value with him there. Addison Barger keeps performing. Has multiple hits in 4 of the 5 games this series. It's multiple hits, and he didn't even start one of them. Still ended up with multiple hits. Probably the guy that we're going to go to for sure. Problem is his one non-multiple hit game was game 2 against Yamamoto. So Jimenez, I don't feel great about. Pitching, their bullpen isn't all that great either. So, Hoffman as the closer, definitely going to be in play if you think that they finish it out this evening. Sir Anthony Dominguez, mostly been pretty solid, so he's probably the guy. And then Varland again, they probably go back to if it comes to it. So, but yeah, there we have it. There's our first look at the matchup tonight. If you enjoyed what I bring to you, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, turn the notification bell on, get the alert anytime we drop videos here at TFS Army. If you want to join us, get access to our coaches, tools, sheets, Discord, etc., I will drop links in the description below. You can use promo code RAZ, that's R-A-Z, for 10% off monthly. And I will drop a link to the merch store in the description as well. You can check out my hoodie, some of the other designs. As always, best of luck, everybody.